What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm finally got time to make a video. I've only been working on this for about a week trying to get this thing made, but boy, they don't play around here. So we did the big overview, where I went, and then I was going to make a separate video, talking about why Swift and what I'm doing specifically, but quite frankly, who has time? So this may be a little bit lengthy. I'll try and get into it rather quick.
That's what she said.
So a comment was made on a recent video, my last video, and I took it as a compliment. Maybe he didn't mean it that way. And if he sees this, hopefully he knows I took it the right way. Well, he said, "You built quite the resume." I said, for driving for 3 years and, multiple people blowing out in other videos, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Emotional, damn it.
But I've done flatbed, reefer, and dry van. Done over-the-road, regional, and dedicated. I've leased and been a company driver. And I guess what you could say is I've determined what I like and what I don't like. I know what I don't want to do. And I'm in a position where I don't have to do what I don't want to do. So hopefully you get there too. So why Swift? Well, first thing I knew and have known, and I looked at being a company driver at a couple of different places to include Swift. I've talked about the good program that they have for some of the company drivers. But I knew I wanted a lease purchase. And so I started looking at lease purchases with several different companies. And what I liked about Swift was, one, no money down. I've been a couple places, as you know, and done lease purchases, and you have a down payment. And you do not get that money back if you leave. And so that's just money that's gone, that I could be using towards maintenance plan, business taxes, whatever. It's gone towards a down payment. And Swift not having a down payment really had my attention. What I also like is Swift has 3 different types of leases, and I'll put a link in the description for Trucker Todd. He did a real good video on the 3 different types. I'm not going to go in depth about the ones that I'm not doing. I will say they have one called FX, which is Fleet Exchange. That's where you come as a company driver. You drive for 1 month, 6 months, however long it takes. You like your truck. They convert that fleet truck to a lease truck for you. The other one, which I think Todd is doing, is where you can get like a brand new truck. You can get a 2022, 2023, depending on what they have, and it's a regular lease. It has a higher payment, and at the end of the 3 years, you have a big balloon payment so that you can refinance it, buy it, or convert it to what I am. I'm in an MRP, maintenance something program. I always forget what the R stands for. And basically, it is a truck. This one, like the one I'm in, is a lease spec truck. A lease guy had it for 3 years. He had his balloon payment. He could have bought it, but instead, he decided to get a new truck, lease Swift, do whatever he's going to do. So I've taken it on the MRP program. So it's older. It's a 2019. Most of them are 2018s, 2019s. And so this truck has a much lower payment and a much lower balloon payment. I will say that my fixed cost, and I'm not going to go into too many details, but my fixed cost on this truck is less than $850 a week. And that's truck payment, ELD, insurance, all that stuff. So going with an older truck, you do get a pretty big rebate on that because Swift's done with it. But it's been hand-picked because they had their choices. They know the maintenance history on, they kept it, and so far it seems like a good truck. But I knew I wanted to lease, and so Swift definitely won out in that department. Second was, and I've done this with leases and lease purchases, is they say, hey, you can lease purchase any truck you want, as long as it's one of the 4 that we have available. When I was talking to Swift, I think he sent me well over 70 different trucks that were available, all different facets, all different options, all different colors. I kind of knew what I wanted and what I didn't want. Like I said, I know I wanted a Kenworth. We looked for a new one. They didn't have it. An MRP program, I really liked it, so I'm an MRP, so that was another one in the door for Swift. I said, okay, well, I want to lease purchase, but because of my situation and what I'm willing to do, I would like to get home a good bit. And so having someone who was at TMC and had done Texas Dedicated, I said, hey, I want a dedicated route. Who has a dedicated route for owner-operators? And the list got smaller. So, okay, so what are you going to do? Loan operator. So you know what? I went and I took, and I had to give up a couple of compromises. I am on a Walmart dedicated account out of Temple, Texas, and it's awesome. So I am in Texas. All loads originate out of this distribution center, and we go to the stores basically all over Texas. And so some of them are refrigerated loads, some are dry loads, just depending on what we're delivering to the store. Some are dropping hooks, some are they unload the whole trailer, some are multiple stops, you get paid for that. But I have the opportunity with this to get home once a week. If I lived in Temple, I could pretty much get home every other day, if not every day. This dedicated account is awesome. Unfortunately, I live 3 hours away, but I had a 34, and I went home just this past weekend. And so, again, Swift checked the bucket having that available. But what Swift also brought to the table for me was multiple options. They have refrigerated, they have drive-in, they have flatbed. I can't do flatbed with this truck. They have separate trucks for that. But if this didn't work out or doesn't work out, it's not like, well, what am I going to do? I guess I just got to go over the road reefer, or I have to go to this because I'm with this company and that's all they have. I wanted a company that had a lot of different facets. That is another box that is checked by Swift. So they're just boom, 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 boom. And at the end of the day, they checked everything that I needed and wanted. Now, it has been drinking from a fire hose, because I can tell you that here at Swift, they have two separate divisions, basically. And you look at this, even if you apply for a job here, and don't get hung up on the terminology. I know people's opinion, but they have the company side and they have the owner-operator side. I'm introduced, and even if I don't want it, I'm introduced as an owner-operator. Everything that they gave me swag-wise says owner-operator. You are treated as a true owner-operator here. Now, that has a couple of downfalls. Lack of information has been a thing.
You just got jammed.
I've had to claw my way for information on some things, but as it stands, I'm in Texas, and by the way, in Texas, I get to do Texas intrastate, which is the greatest thing ever. So instead of 11-hour clock, I have a 12-hour drive clock. Instead of a 14-hour day, I get a 15-hour day. I'm not required to take a 30-minute break. My reset at the end of the day is 8 hours instead of 10. And on top of that, it's like I said, it's 7 days, so I have to take a 34 every 7 days anyway. So, oh yeah, and also, anytime I stop and go off duty, my clocks pause. So I've been able to run. The thing is, Swift has a ton of freight, especially in Walmart, so all I do is run. So I'm out here just running the Kentuckus off myself, and I finally had a chance to make a video, and I waited for the light to get ready, but now I have to do some more stuff in the back of the truck. I got a lot going on, so I wanted to give you an update. Sorry for the long pause. I'll shoot videos when I can, but we decided to go. The Swift checked all the boxes and everything that we were looking for, from equipment to lease to running lanes to, like I said, I'm in my own terminal down here. Life is fantastic. I'll get you another video soon. God bless, and let's get rolling.